Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this is your weekly Ring of Honor wrestling review. I apologize for a different scenery, but right now in England, it's 10:59 a.m., and I tell you what, it is wetter than a nun's vagina out there. Technically a nun's vagina, okay? And I had my laptop upstairs because I was watching the WWE Network up there because my brother was playing the fucking PlayStation, so I couldn't watch the network. I wanted an early night, hence why there was no podcast last night - early this morning, so that's why, and I do apologize about that. I'm just going to double check to make sure the audio is working. Also, I apologize about the poor sound of the audio. I'm currently using the headphone instead of the usual mic gimmick that I have, so I do apologize if the audio is not as crisp but fluent as usually is. But again, make sure you put win, loss, or tie in the comments section below, and also put some live comments. This is a strange time. It's 11 a.m. UK time. Normally, I do these shows about 12 to 6 a.m. UK time. So it's a really strange time, but I have no one in the house. I did what I could, go out to the PWME UK headquarters, but it is actually a little walk. And normally I take my laptop out there, quickly run out. But it's wetter than an absolute nun's cunt. But anyway, it's a different time for a different story, for a different topic, for a different show. You're here to listen to me waffle on about Ring of Honor for about 20 to 30 minutes. Let's get down to it. So for the 10th of February edition, aired on Pop TV. You can watch this free anywhere in the world on ROHWrestling.com. Their official website is 100% completely free. Also, the website I used was watchwrestling.ch, and a cheeky one that not a lot of people know about. And I kind of don't like telling people this because the more popular it gets, the more chance of, the copyright strikes. The site I use is entertainment4u.cc when it pertains to indie wrestling, for Ring of Honor, for Lucha Underground. That really is top drawer. So if you're out there and you're wondering, how the fuck can I watch Ring of Honor, entertainment4u.cc is there. So let's get down to it. Opening match at ANX Shelley defeating Kazarian after the sliced bread. Match went just around 10 minutes, 11, 12, around that time. It kind of dragged in the middle. And I'm going to be honest with you, this could get me some insane amount of heel heat. But I am not interested in ANX Shelley in any way, shape, or form. I'm not interested in Chris Sabin in any way, shape, or form. I'm not interested in Christopher Daniels in any way, shape, or form. I'm not interested in Frankie Kazarian in any way, shape, or form. These four men, to me, when I look up and down a wrestling card and I see their name on the card, I go, oh, really? Like, we've seen their stick thousands and thousands and thousands of times. It's so frustrating. Watch the same thing again and again. They're teasing this Chris Sabin and ANX Shelley. Are they going to be a team again? Because ANX Shelley defeated Kazarian. They did this gimmick on the outside where Sabin's like, you let me down, you lost, what's that about? And then ANX Shelley and Sabin did a stare down. Are they going to do Sabin versus Shelley at maybe the 14th anniversary pay-per-view or the Global Wars pay-per-view? Because ANX Shelley is technically from New Japan. But I'm just uninterested in this feud. I just don't give a fuck. I don't care about Frankie Kazarian. I've never cared about Daniels. Okay, maybe in 05, 06, 07, but apart from that, I just give zero shits about the guy. Kazarian, I would, if I had a gun to my head, okay, and they said you have a choice of watching a Christopher Daniels match or a Frankie Kazarian match, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to choose a Frankie Kazarian match. So they got that going, okay. But I just have zero interest in them, and it pisses me off because, in the end of the day, at least they're getting paid, and I can see them wanting to get paid, but they just ruined this for me. You could have had, some younger guys come out, or give the first round of the top prospect tournament match more time, because the top prospect tournament, sorry, I'm absolutely battered. I've been up since 12 fucking. The thing is, though, it was absolute strange. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to bed early, I'm going to get loads of sleep, and then I'm going to wake up, and then I'm going to have a normal day, like a normal person's day. Okay, so this is what actually happened. Again, sorry to go off on tangent, but it's going to happen. And it's going to happen. This is what's great about the shows. So I went to bed at 12. I started watching, it was called, do you know, there's the kayfabe commentaries. I found an online version of the one with Brian Myers. It's the 2008 one where he talks about WWE. Okay, so I sat there, I started watching that in the headphones, and I fell asleep. I woke up at 2 o'clock. Okay, and then I went downstairs, I had something to eat quickly, a bowl of shredded wheat. I fucking love shredded wheat more than straight man should. Anyway, I digress. And then I started watching Impact. I got up to Bobby Lashley versus Bram, and I said, I'm calling it a night. So I went upstairs, I started watching, I watched Chris Hero versus Pentagon Jr. from AAW. Also, I watched Lucha Underground, because obviously Coco's already done the review. Make sure you check that out on the archives and the video on demand. And then I started watching WrestleMania 29. I just finished the Punk versus Taker match. I was absolutely out of this world. Pretty underrated Mania, if I'm going to be asked. And then at about 8 o'clock, I went out there, had a quick workout in the PWME UK headquarters. I came back in and now I'm doing the review. So in theory, I could have taken the laptop into the PWME UK headquarters, but it was so wet out there. I just didn't want to get the laptop wet. So it was my fault. I should have checked the weather, because normally it's, at this time in the morning, it's 11 o'clock. It's normally fine, but it's not. And I digress, and it's frustrating. But next show, I'll be back in the PWME UK headquarters. Damn, I'm stuttering like a motherfucker. Damn it, you son bitch. Jesus Christ. Let's move on. I digress. Swig a drink for the working man. You got Dalton Castle defeating Joey Daddyaego. Say that name again. Joey Daddyaego, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, there is a man named Joey Daddyaego on the planet. He was Vin Diesel. He's now Joey Daddyaego for some particular reason. If someone in the comments could tell me why, I don't really care, actually. Don't waste your time. Dalton Castle got the win after the boomerang gimmick. And then after the match, Dalton Castle was attacked by Silas Young and the Beer City Bruiser. Young offered the boys a second chance, but they attacked Young and Bruiser. But Bruiser and Young got the upper hand. Bruiser hit a nice cannonball in the corner to end the segment. Obviously, that's some heel heat, so that is technically some good booking. But the issue I have with this is I have zero interest in this feud, similar to the Frankie Kazarian and Alex Shelley feud at the start of the show, and the Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. I just give zero interest in those characters. I'm a fan of Dalton Castle. I'm a fan of Silas Young. I'm a fan of the boys. A Beer City Bruiser, for a guy his size, can do outrageous things, because he really is very, very. He makes Kevin Owens look like he has a six-pack and a chiseled body. That's how out of shape Beer City Bruiser is. But he makes up for it. His gimmick is that he's fat. He is the Beer City Bruiser. He's meant to be fat, okay? If he came out here saying, oh, look at me, I'm a prize fighter, he doesn't. He comes out saying, look, I fucking drink beer and I brawl. That's my gimmick. I'm expecting him to be fat, okay? It's as simple as that. That's why I have no issue with this guy at all. But, again, I don't critique Ring of Honor a lot, because normally with their storylines, they're really good. They're normally top-notch, because they just do it such fundamentally basically, and that's always transitions into good TV. Hence, NXT is always so good week to week. But with this week's edition of Ring of Honor, this also pissed me off, because we've seen this feud for so long. For so long, we've seen this feud, and it's unbearable. We've seen Young get the win. We've seen Dalton Castle get the win. Then we got Young get the win. Then we got the boys on the line, where Silas Young got the win. Then the boys became men for a few weeks. And then the boys turned on Silas Young and they became boys again. And then Dalton Castle wins at Final Battle. It's all over. It's all done with. The feud can end at the biggest pay-per-view of the year that Ring of Honor produces. Let's move on to bigger and better things for Dalton Castle. He connects with the crowd really well. He sells merchandise really well. Let's move him up the card. Feud him with Moose. I think that could be a great feud personally, because I love how, Moose calls himself the pretty much, really strong pound for pound guy. And then you got Dalton Castle, who is pound for pound the strongest guy, and that could be a great feud. That's just me fancy booking. I digress. This should have ended at Final Battle. It's ridiculous. It's insanity that this feud is carrying on. It makes me depressed. It makes suicidal things go through my mind, picturing another Dalton Castle versus Silas Young feud. This is not me saying I don't like them. It's me saying we've seen this feud 75 times. It's like Randy Orton versus John Cena, but times 50. Jesus H. Christ on a popsicle stick. I'm going to go to some live comments to see if we've got any live comments. We've got 1 like, 0 dislikes. Good stuff. Brendan Thompson, Castle's gold. Imagine him in Lucha Underground. Oh, that's a great shout, especially his entrance. That is a really good shout there, Brandon Thompson. I'm sorry if I slaughtered your name, but I do think that's a great shout. I think he could be absolutely incredible in Lucha Underground. And my opinion on Lucha Underground this week, because obviously Coco's already done the Lucha Underground review solo, because it took so damn long for all the internet sites, because I live in the UK. It's not viable for me to watch it legally online, so I have to find a streaming, because it's a pirate's life for me. But I digress. And I was very, very happy with this week's Lucha Underground. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with that Cortez and Joey Ryan. I'm very curious. Looking forward. I love the last man standing on the last Lucha standing. I think that was a great match. I love the spot at the end. Again, I'm not a fan of deathmatch wrestling, but when it enhances the storyline, I'm going to accept it. Back to Ring of Honor. Let's try and get this one done quickly so I can hit the rack. So far today, I've had a pretty, like I said, pretty good day. I've worked out. I've eaten healthily. So I'm going to go to bed, try and catch up on some sleep. So I've got half 9 start tomorrow morning till 7:30 p.m. A 10-hour shift. That's not going to be a fun one for sure. I'm really not looking forward to that. So I'm going to try and get as much sleep as biologically possible. And the easiest way to go to sleep, WWE Network, Capital Punishment 2011. That'll put any man to sleep. Even if you're the most wide awake person, you're there, you've had like 18 double espresso shots, you've had 6 cups of coffee, 2 cup of teas, biscuits, you know, energy drinks, Monsters, Red Bull, Rockstar, No Fear, whatever gimmick fucking thing they got, and you still would fall asleep during Capital Punishment, minus the opening match of Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston. I thought that was a really good match. We move on to the first round of the Top Prospect Tournament. We have Action Ortiz defeating St. Geovani. I think that's how you say his name. You know, I'm going to be honest, Ortiz did move well for a big man. He really did. He reminded me of a Bam Bam Bigelow. And I think one of the commentators, either Kevin Kelly or Nigel McGuinness, who both did top jobs in this week's edition of Ring of Honor, as always. I think Kevin Kelly is one of the most underrated pro wrestling commentators out there on the planet, period, end of story. That's a fact. Nigel McGuinness, in my opinion, is him and Steve Corino, I think, are tied for best color or play-by-play, so whatever the fuck you want to call it. They are really good at their jobs, and I really do respect them for that, and I'm a big fan of Nigel McGuinness's in-ring work. I was so happy I got to see the guy live in 2010 in January at the BIC, the Bournemouth International Centre. I saw AJ Styles versus Desmond Moore for the TNA title in the main event. Crowd split 50-50, absolutely incredible match. Really recommend if you can get hold of that anywhere to watch that. And that was a good night. TNA house shows are great. I'm going to be honest. The TNA house show, well, that was back in 2010. It was the last show, one of the last shows with the 6-sided ring before they converted to the 4-sided ring in Hogarth and Bishop. No TNA rants. No TNA rants. I'm going to get dislikes left, right, and center. Anyway, I have an issue. Okay, I touched on earlier, and you guys know I'm all about physicality. I want you to look the part because you're a paid professional athlete, so you should do it. Okay, Action Ortiz looks like Bam Bam in my Bam Bam. Sorry, Bang Bang, Bam Bam. But he's a bit more on the chubbier side, in my humble opinion. Honestly, my opinion. Again, my opinion. Don't shoot me down here. And he got blown up in 3 minutes. The match went 3 minutes and 54 seconds. In about from 2 minutes onwards, he was blown up. He was blown the fuck up after 2 minutes of in-ring wrestling. That's not good enough. I'm sorry, that's not going to cut it in Ring of Honor. Nice knowing you, Action Ortiz. Kept your ass down the line, you jobber. Main event time, we have the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship on the line, as we have All Night Express, which is Red Titus and Kenny King, versus War Machine, which is Hanson and Ray Rowe. If you remember, ANX All Night Express won a number one contenders triple threat against the Young Bucks and the Briscoes at Final Battle. Because Ring of Honor do number one contender matches because they're a wrestling company, and it's a really simple way to enhance storylines. Get tag teams over, make tag team division interesting, make non-title matches interesting, make the show interesting. Having non-title matches don't make the show interesting every single week. Jesus H. Christ on a popsicle stick. WWE formula. Champion loses in a non-title match. The person who defeated the champion in a non-title match gets a match at the pay-per-view. Or live special, network special, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Example. Brie Bella defeated Charlotte in a non-title match on an episode of Monday Night Raw. Thursday Night SmackDown, didn't take my word, but she definitely did. Now at the Fastlane thing, because I don't know what to call it these days, because it's not a pay-per-view, it's not a live special, so is it a network? I don't know, I digress, going off topic. I've just sat there like, what the fuck? Like, it's such lazy booking. Like, you're actually damaging your champion's credibility because they've already lost. Maybe that's their plan of attack, but, you know, I miss good old-fashioned number contenders, but that's just me personally. This was an okay match. It ended when the referee got bumped. The chaos ensued. They brought tables in the ring, and then Ray Rowe hit a Uranagi through the table. The ref just woke up and just saw he rang the bell. After the match, they brawled and brawled and brawled. The crowd chanted, "This is awesome," and let them fight to close the show. The commentators hyped next week's main event. Really good job. I did not write the main event down. Really disappointed. I think it was Young Bucks versus ACH and Matt Sydal. I think that's going to be absolutely off the chart, and I'm really looking forward to next week's edition of Ring of Honor, as I look forward to every edition of Ring of Honor. Again, just to really summarize this edition of Ring of Honor, you had a match where, if you respect the veterans of the independent circuit, I'm not saying I don't respect them, it's just I have zero interest in them as of this moment in time. In Alex Shelley and Kazarian, you'll probably enjoy that. It went over 10 minutes, went far too long. You had Castle defeating Daddyaego, you fucking toilet. Jesus Christ. You had storyline development between Castle and Young again. Is this feud ever going to end? It's like Stardust versus Titus O'Neil and WWE. That feud will never, ever end. Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, that feud will never end. They're still doing that match at house shows. Like, can you imagine it's going to be like August the 30th, where we're going to be talking about how Dean Ambrose is 76 with Kevin Owens 74 coming up close from behind when it pertains to the wins. Then you had Action Ortiz advancing in the first round of the top prospect. Very disappointed with him, I'm going to be honest. I enjoyed his offense, but he just got really blown up really easily. And I enjoyed the main event for the tag titles. I think they promoted it really well last week. They did a thorough job again with the commentary, putting over this week's edition of main event. You weren't going to tune out. I would give you the TV ratings and the viewership figures, but for some reason, when it comes to Ring of Honor, I can't ever seem to find them. I have no clue why that happens, but with Ring of Honor, I can't find the fucking TV rating and viewership, and it annoys me. I'm going to be honest, it does annoy me. We've got 2 likes, 0 dislikes. We've got no more live comments. So again, because obviously the time's a bit weird, I do apologize. It's not the normal audio from me. I apologize. It's not the same scenery. But again, it's wetter than a nun's vagina out there. It really fucking is. And again, so next podcast will either be a Monday Night Raw review or no, that's a lie. It's Saturday. I keep thinking it's Sunday. It'll be a PWME news on Sunday, followed by a main event review if it's uploaded, or maybe something else, or maybe a New Japan review. Can't promise anything, but be on the lookout. Anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this video. Make sure you check out all the video on demand. You got a Lucha Underground review from Coco. You got a SmackDown review from my friend Boom Booms. Also, me and Booms did an NXT review. Also, I did a PWME news talking about all the and a Q&A. There's so much content for you this week. Just go back and watch it if you haven't already. Check out prowrestling.me. Sign up. It's 100% completely free. We're going to try and grow a community. It's like a Facebook page for professional wrestling. You can only talk pro wrestling. It's a forum. You can blog. You know, it's just a great community, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. Also, you can check out KocoSports.net. That's KocoSports.net. It's where the world goes to kick ass, home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Get well, Jerry. I've never met you. I've never had it. We've had a few conversations over Gmail, but I don't like anyone being ill and in hospital. So hopefully, Jerry, you get well soon, and KocoSports.net can thrive and perish. That being said, like, comment, subscribe. That being said, I am over. Coco, you fucking toilet. How he does that every time. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Make sure you have a great Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, or a Sunday, whenever the fuck you're watching this. Stay safe, stay well. This has been your boy LK of your weekly Ring of Honor review, and I'll catch your asses down the line.